It's Friday, September 3rd, 2021. Welcome to the Josh Show, where you experience the full onslaught of my evil plan. I'm here today. It's Friday, Facebook Live. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's time for us to begin. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Josh Show. Whew, what a week it's been for us here at the old household there. We've had things coming up, storms coming in, things happening in the world, wars almost starting, people trying to go crazy in the middle of the night, doing just weird stuff off the top of their heads. It's a madhouse, I tell you, a madhouse, right? So, today, just want to welcome you to the Josh Show. I'm your host, Jabadier, and, here we go. Watch this. Rename. Dun, 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 dun. My name is Jab. All right. Now, where's the other A? Damn it. Anyway, okay, now you see the old thing. So, today's topic, guys, first of all, I'm going to have a couple of cool interviews coming up here in the next couple of weeks here. I'm going to have J.A.W. call back on. He's going to talk about his carpet cleaning business next week. And then the week after that, we'll be talking to a fellow podcaster who's been doing his own podcast in his own city. And he does a similar talk show, interview style show like me. Now, I'm a comedy satire podcast. He's just a normal talk show talking about events, music, stuff like that. I talk about my evil plan on how we can come closer together, right? So he's going to come onto my show to help stop my evil plan. I'm going to go on his show to enact my evil plan. Right? So, anyway, this is not working for me today. Okay, let's go. And look, see here. So, but there is a topic that is near and dear to my heart. And first and foremost, I would like to say Happy Labor Day to all of our men and women in service, past, present, and future. Thank you very much for all that you do. I do appreciate it. For all those lives that have been lost in the wars, and for them to fight for our freedoms. We're coming up on a big date. 20 years, it's going to be 9/11 again. And things aren't going so well in the Middle East. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about my opinion on this whole situation, okay? And bear with me, because, nothing at all goes against the culture, religion, and or faith of the Somali people or people who live in Iraq and Iran. This does not go against them, their peoples, or anything. This goes against the way they're doing their government. To say to you guys, hey, it's time to think and pay attention to what's going on in the world. Now, I like to talk about what happens in our local community a lot. I like to talk about what we can do within our surrounding area. Be free of this burden. Now, we have been doing this a lot longer than 20 years. We have been doing this since I can remember as a kid. We have been in Iraq for almost 40 years to my memory. I have never, ever not known where we haven't been there in some aspect or control or whatever. Now, don't care how many times we send people there to help them form a government until the people themselves say, no, we're going to make our own damn government and we don't need your help to do it. Because the only way that government is ever going to survive is if the will of the people is stronger than the will of the people trying to terrorize them. You know, yes, you have guns. Yes, you have big machinery. And once you've killed and destroyed us all, well, you've given everybody else one big giant spot on the map of life to go boom, you know. So, you know, going to be crazy people. Watch out. I think we might have a visitor.
Mr. Walkfire.
What?
What is with all this racket?
Well, I'm explaining to people why I don't think what's going on in the Middle East is really a great idea right now, and trying to show them that there's a lot of other things we can do as Americans that don't necessarily, you know, mean some things, you know. So, like I was saying, maybe, and she needs a cigarette. Eunice is coming. Oh, run! So, you know, it's a. Here, do you want one?
Yeah.
There you go. Have a cigarette.
I just found that in the.
It must have tried to commit cigarette side. It tried to go away. I haven't filled this tube yet, so back in the box you go.
Floricide.
Floricide.
Yes. Killing of the tree that gave the paper and
Thank you, Almighty Tree, for allowing me to smoke both of your stuff. So, you know, just like, show them.
Oh, y'all gotta see this.
That's the new lighter that I made on Zazzle.com. If you want to make your own custom lighter, I highly suggest using them. They have let me produce my own thing. Sadly to say that my merchandise shop will be closed permanently until such time as I have the finances to actually put stuff in my shop. So for a later date, maybe, you know. So here, I know. Yeah, I was just gonna move that back over there. Well, you said trying to talk to the audience here. You're interrupting my evil plan. I know.
Your evil plan is to talk to the audience? That's it?
Well, I've got to convince them to join my army, and the only way I'm going to do that is by telling them all these silly ideas they don't want to do anyway. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
I don't know.
Bomb? Bing, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. So I was just starting to go back on a little bit of history, because she was blowing smoke in my face, literally, and that's kind of what we've been doing for the last bunch of years. Now, despite what anyone thinks, no country is founded completely upon rebellion. You can give every country everything they ever could possibly want until the people have the will to keep that government the way it's supposed to be. Even our government, it's very fragile. It can take one stupid person, and I think we know who we're talking about. You know, Trump, I'm just going to say it, wasn't my favorite president of all time. I disliked him very much so, and I'm glad he is gone now.
Worst president ever.
And I'm sorry that some people think that what Joe Biden is doing right now is the wrong thing, but that it wouldn't have mattered either way. He could have kept the soldiers there, and then he would have been the president who left them there too long. If you brought him back home, he's the president who withdrew them too early. No matter which way you take it, that double-edged sword, there's no way he can win that. And how long are we going to be expected to be there and make them do the things they want to do? And we gave them everything they could possibly want, and they still screwed it up.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
I think we're at the level of, okay, we tried, it's your turn. You know, you want it to be a better country, make it a better country. If the Taliban is going to be the rule of law there, well, then you know what? We're going to stop dealing with all these other people and just deal with the Taliban and them being in charge until such time as someone goes in there and kicks their butt out, you know. But who cares?
Good luck on that, though.
And until they start attacking us, you know, again, even more stronger, and maybe they're already starting to plan stuff like that, who knows? But the world is a big, complicated place. There are so many things going on right now that, you know, it's, you know, and what we are doing to our soldiers, we are trying to give them the best withdrawal status we can in the conditions that are going on in a country. That's my plan on a smaller scale.
Just make, you know, I did an essay, and I don't remember how old I was. I'm thinking 6th grade or so. So 11, 12-ish. And it was getting close to Halloween, and my English teacher said, I want you to write an essay about what scares you and why. Well, everybody was doing like the monster under the bed or, you know, what have you. And meanwhile, I was there, and this was back in the 70s, mind you. Yes, I'm old as fields of grass. But back in the 70s, we had the capability, just the US and the Soviet Union, because remember, we were still in the Cold War with them at that time. We had the capability to blow up the world 47 times. The US alone could have blown up the world 23 times. But just between us and the Soviet Union, 47 times. How do you blow up something that isn't there anymore?
With what? Yeah, she makes a good point, but go ahead.
And that scared me because I understood that this was our life that we're talking about. These were our lives. Monsters may or may not exist. Monsters are simply creatures that we don't understand.
And some of them are very real human monsters out there as well. So despite what your child may be saying to you, maybe there's some reality in it that they're trying to tell you there's something going on. So maybe don't be so dismissive of the monster every once in a while. Go ahead and check those closets and those under the bed thingies. Because you know what? That's what a parent should do. It's just, you know, okay, let's make sure the monster's not there. If the monster's there, well, how can I help you get rid of it? Let's do a tag team. Woo-hoo, you know. Call me, I'll be right over. I'll get my stick. And you know, with this next coming couple weeks coming up, we're getting excited for Lucifer next week, season 6 finale. We're getting excited for some events coming up in our group, and we're getting really, you know, ready to go with all of that fun stuff. So
we've got a lot of stuff we're going to be doing this September.
Yeah,
so it's busy, but make no mistake, my hubby here will be here to talk about how we can either end the world or save it, depending,
Yeah. Oh, save the world, end of the world, life's little struggles.
Yes.
But my mission here is to get you guys excited and to come here and help save the world as a team together, because that's the ultimate plan of this show. We want to actually save it. The end of the world is just that threat thing you say when you don't really mean anything. Idle threat.
Idle threat.
It's an idle threat. I only will enact it at the last possible. Don't squeeze my butt while I'm on there. Possible, last stitch effort. If all else fails, I know. It's a poor baby. Didn't get to squeeze my butt. Oh, okay. She squeezed my boob instead.
Yes.
So but hey.
Yes.
There's just some things we don't do on camera.
The camera didn't catch it.
What are you doing? Stop. Hey.
That's my evil plan.
Yeah, torture me for the rest of my life. Guess what I get to do? Sweet torture.
Yes. And he gets to torture me by feeding me really yummy food.
Yeah, let's see.
All y'all ladies that snubbed your nose at him, idiots.
Thank you, honey. That was sweet.
Well, it's true.
I know it's true.
Just like all the guys that snubbed their nose at me or were rotten to me. Idiots. Yeah. This is what a man should be. Right here. This big old hunk of man meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those ladies who don't find me that attractive, it's okay. I understand. This one's good enough for me.
He's a sexy beastie.
Yes, I'm a sexy beastie.
Mm-hmm.
As proclaimed by my wife on a daily basis.
Yes, he is a sexy beastie.
Good for you.
What the hell? Oh.
What, your hair getting in the way again?
No, it was doing something weird.
Yeah, maybe Ghost was tugging on it or something. But, back to the topic at hand, guys. With Labor Day coming up and us trying to be remembrance of what happened on 9/11 and everything that is coming up. Yeah. COVID's finally coming to an end, but that doesn't mean the problems are suddenly going to stop. Things are going to take a while to get back on track. Things aren't going to be instantly back to normal. It took us a while to get to this place. It's going to take us a while to get back to this place. And now that we can go back to living pretty much normal lives, now is the time to be more, I'm grateful for the support we have gotten, but to get a little bit more support as we exit this year and try to find those jobs would be grateful right now. But we understand you gotta make sure people have an incentive to go back to work too. So, hey, I'm one of those people who is trying to find work, but I can only do it from at home and online. And my spelling is not good. My math is not good, and I have a lot of great qualities, but I'm not a salesman, and I am not a person who can, try to find a way to, I'm done with the get-rich-quick schemes. I'm doing what I love instead of what I need to do for money and trying to find something that's in between. Now, if all of you would just come here and subscribe to my channel, maybe I could, do something with my life. But, I'm still waiting for all of you to show up and watch my show.
Please subscribe. Yes, I'm going to be blatant. Yes, look at that perch he's got. Look at this perch. Eagles could land on that and cry out with glee. Oh my goodness.
Hey, look, the purple kind of went out of the beard, huh, guys?
Yep.
So I don't know if the green's still. Yeah, the green's still there.
Barely,
but it's there. So, our involvement in other countries is paramount to how we want to be treated here. If we can treat them with the same respect that they will treat us with, maybe we can learn how to live within our own culture. And then if we are asked for help, we help, but we have an allotted time, and then we do pull out at that allotted time. Now, I don't know how many people out there are pro or against whatever's going on, but the important part is to take into consideration both sides of the story, in that they have been under threat for thousands of years. Well, I won't say thousands, for hundreds of years, and they have been fighting for their own independence for a lot longer than that. And if they want a government that's going to work for them, the people have to build it, not us, not anybody else. It has to come from the people saying, no, we're not going to let you do this to us anymore. Here's what we're going to do. Kind of like what, as much as I disagree with what they did in the Capitol before the election, sometimes that's the kind of action that has to be taken in a country that's going way off the rails. And you never know if that had succeeded, where would we be right now? What have things have changed? It's not like they're going to stop our processes, even if they had taken the Capitol for a couple of days. That wouldn't have changed the way people voted or the way people did anything. Do you think we're just going to, roll our bellies over and go, this is the way I'm going to get rubbed now, and I'm okay with that, Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet.
But luckily, there were enough people that pointed to that attempted coup, and they just said, see what unreasonable thinking people are capable of versus reasonable people, which will tell you, here, give me that, which will tell you, let's let the process work.
Right.
I'm all in favor of helping other nations, but let's face it, COVID has really made everybody look to their own situations and their own countries. How are they responding? And that's a godsend with the new administration, because the new president is not taking anything for granted. He's listening to the scientists. He's not saying, well, inject yourself with bleach because bleach is a great disinfectant.
If you don't have enough common sense to know that, then I'm sorry. The reason there's a Darwinian equation to the world is because if we don't have that, people are stupid enough to believe anything rule. Okay, if you don't think about it for just a second, go, wait a minute, how is this really affecting me? How's it really doing? And that's the point of this show. Whether I agree or disagree with the actions of another country, and it's not my place to tell them how to run their country. It's my place to go, hey, I'm proud, I'm American, I'm proud I live here and have the choices and decisions I have to do what I want.
Yeah.
So, I get to have the choice and ability to do this show and give it to you guys, whereas some countries don't even allow you to have basic internet without them monitoring everything you do.
Yeah.
So I consider myself extremely lucky to live in a place where I can say what I want, do what I want within reason, and live my life pretty much the way I want to live it. If as long as I'm not breaking the common laws of the world, I can pretty much live my life how I want to live it. Yes, you're going to judge me because I'm a bisexual man. Yes, you're going to judge me because I'm a Wiccan. Yes, you're going to judge me because I have a silly satire podcast talking about how we can end the world. So, it's not hard. I shall attest to that. To think that even in times where those situations are the most desperate, we have to think of the other side of the coin. What are they have been going through? And if we want to help, if you want to help someone, if you want to help a kid being teased, if you go and stop the bully from teasing them one day, that's great. The bully might get deterred for a while. Great. But it's not until that kid either stands up to that bully or knocks that bully on his ass does that bully stop bothering that person. You know, either they've got to stand up and say, no, you're not doing this to me anymore, or they've got to go, no, you're not doing this to me anymore. But that's a personal reflection. When you take that power back, when you take back your right to be a human being and say, no, I deserve better than this, then you can start working from a perspective, like stealing your husband's cigarette that he's not done with yet. But, you know, it's okay. It's part of the sharing world we are really living in. It's not like the world's going to go away after we're all gone. It's going to keep growing and doing things. If we all just drop dead tomorrow, the buildings would still be here. Everything would still be doing what it's doing until it broke down and no longer worked. Okay, so, you know, the point of me saying let's, you know, when I say we can save the world, or maybe we should just possibly end it, I mean that we're already on our way to destroying the world. If we don't start doing something about it now, we will eventually end the world. Saving the world just means doing your part every single day to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
And just trying to take time out of your mind to go, maybe sometimes the way I think isn't the greatest way to think. Maybe I have to put myself in that person's head, that person's space, even that country's space, to go, hey, if I had lived in what they lived in all of my life, how would I feel? How would I react? You know, what would I want people? Would we accept them coming into our country and telling us how to run our country?
No,
we wouldn't. Would we have them come in here and tell us how to do everything that we're supposed to do and try to get us to work together and actually work? No. Even with all of our messed up Congress and laws and people who are in charge and stuff like that, there's a checks and balances system at least, where at least we, even if there is no control over it, we at least feel like there's some control over it.
Yeah.
Whether the vote, if you think your vote counts or not, well, at least you had to exercise the right to do it.
Yeah.
Whether you believe it works or doesn't work, you still had the right to go do that.
Right.
You know, you had the right to say, no, I don't like this. Yes, I do like this. And the way it's supposed to work is we all vote. We see how many people want that thingy, and we try to do that thingy. Now, the 10 or 5% who don't get what they want will cry the loudest and say, hey, what about me? But then, you know, we have to remember that, yes, we can try to please that last 5% the best we can, but there's always going to be a percent. There's someone, always going to be some group, some thing here. You can finish this if you want.
Thank you.
And you know, go with that thing, you know. So, you know, it's a hard pill to swallow, you know, but eventually what it really is about, guys, is that every movement takes a moment to spread a word of kindness, compassion, and generosity. And when you're in a place that does nothing but crap on you constantly, it's kind of hard to find that hope.
Yeah.
The best thing we can do for them is to give them the support and hope and tools we can, but eventually we have to say, okay, we've taught you how to ride the bike, we've given you the bike, now it's time to ride the bike, you know, because we can't ride the bike for them. They have to ride the bike themselves.
True.
So, and that's my basic point here today, guys. It's just that, you know, just that everyone has a point of view. Everyone has an idea of what's going on. But to the soldiers that are in our country and the people who are doing what they do for us, I really just want to say I appreciate you again one last time before we leave our show for today. And just to say to you, thank you for your services, and to all the first responders and people through this pandemic who have helped us. I really want to say thank you to all of our nurses, all of our doctors, all of the people who help keep the places clean. We really, really appreciate you and want to thank you for all that you've done. For those who can go back to work, go back to work. For those of you who are like me, try to find something if you can. If you can't, okay, then there's issues. But remember, world isn't going to stop spinning just because things bad happen to you. It's going to keep going, and the best way for you to survive is to try to plan ahead and just try to move every day as if it was the day was going to end today, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, today I have to pay bills, tomorrow maybe not. Who knows, right? So we want to thank you for joining us here today, and then we're going to give you our little share screen here and get you guys all out on the last minute of the shoot. Oh, there we go. This has been the Josh Show, September 3rd, 2021. Come here next week for our J.A.W. Collard episode. Facebook Live. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe, please.
Don't forget to come join and stop my Eunice on next week.